Hello students, this is video number 5 part 2 relations and functions chapter 1 class 12. In my last video I was discussing about composition of functions and I was discussing a few examples. So let us continue with that. I am discussing another example. This says that consider two functions f and g such that GOF is defined and is 1 1. So f and g are two functions which are defined and are such that the GOF is defined and 1 1. F and g both are 1 1. Sorry, GOF is 1 1, and we have to see whether f and g both f and g both necessarily be 1 1. If GOF is 1 1, GOF is defined and 1 1, are f and g both necessarily be 1 1? Let us see this through an example. I have taken a set A which consists of the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and f is a function from A to B defined as fx is equal to x. So obviously B will also contains 1, 2, 3, 4, and it contains 5 also. So f of 1 will be 1, f of 2 will be 2, f of 3 is 3, f of 4 is 4. Now another function g is defined from B to C, so such that gx is equal to x for x is equal to 1, 2, 3. That means if g of 1 will be 1, g of 2 will be 2, g of 3 will be 3. But g of 4 and g of 5, because 4 and 5 are also there, g will be from B to C. So g of 4 and g of 5 will be equal to 4. So this is given. So you can see here that GOF is 1 1 or not. Let us see first. GOF is defined because A is from F is from A to B and G is from B to C. So GOF is defined and it will be from A to C. That means I can apply GOF on the elements of A and I should get the values of C. So let us see. I am applying on 1, GOF 1. So G of F1. F1 is what? F1 from here is 1 only. So G of 1. And g of 1 from this definition is also 1, so this is 1. Similarly, g of f2 will be g of f2. So f2 is from this definition is 2, so g of 2, and g of 2 from this definition is again 2, so this is okay. And similarly, g of f3 is 3 and g of f4 is 4. I can apply only till 4 because elements of A are 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that g of f is 1, 1. This is okay, but we can see here that f is 1 1. Okay, no problem, but g is not 1 1. Over here you can say that g of 4 is 4 and g of 5 is also 4. So g is not 1 1 in this case. So it's not necessary that f and g. So this is a generalized statement you can say. Then if GOF is 1 1, then f will be 1 1 but g will not be 1 1. Let us take another example. Consider two functions f and g such that GOF is defined and is onto. Now GOF is defined and is onto as well. So are f and g both necessarily be onto? So let us see another example here. Now I have taken fx is equal to x, same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are here. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there in B. So g f of x is x. So g f of 1 is 1, f of 2 is 2, f of 3 is 3, f of 4 is 4. Now another function g is defined. Gx is x for x is equal to 1, 2. But g of 3, g of 4 and g of 5 is equal to 3. You can see here. G of 3, g of 4 and g of 5 is equal to 3. For 1 and 2 it will be g of 1 will be 1, g of 2 will be 2. So again GOF is defined from A to C. So we can see whether GOF is onto or not. GOF, so we can apply on these elements. So GOF1. So I am getting GOF1 as 1. GOF2 as 2. GOF3 as 3 and GOF4 as 3 also. So we are getting, all the elements of set C are used, they are utilized. So that means GOF is onto. But over here you can see that f is not onto because 5 is not utilized here. 5 is not associated with any, it is not mapped with any element of A. So that therefore f is not onto, but g is onto. So this is a note here that if GOF is 1 1, then F is 1 1, but G will not be 1 1. And if GOF is on 2, then G is on 2, but F will not be on 2. So this is the generalized statement always. It will be always valid. Now let us see invertible functions. What are invertible functions? A function f from x to y is defined to be invertible if there exists a function g from y to x. Y will become now the domain and x will become codomain, such that if I take the composition GOF, I should get the identity. GOF is a set from x to x. It's a set from x to x. So when I apply on the element of x, I should get x back. Identity element of x is x. Similarly, FOG is a set from y to y, and when I take the composition with of FOG, then I should get the identity element of y. That means I should get y back. So if this property is satisfied, then the function is invertible. And this is one way to say whether the function is invertible or not by definition. We can also say that a function f is invertible if and only if f is 1 1 and on 2. So if in the questions it is asked show that f is invertible, either we will do this, or we can also prove that the function is bijective. F is 1 1 as well as on 2, and then we can find the inverse. So let us see some examples now. This is example as well as question number 7 also, exercise 1.3. Let f from n to y be a function defined as fx is equal to 4x plus 3, where y is this, y belongs to n and y is equal to 4x plus 3. Show that f is invertible and find the inverse. So now here I am using the definition of the inverse. So definition of the inverse, fx is equal to 4x plus 3. So f is from n to y. Now fx I can write as y. So y is equal to 4x plus 3, or x is equal to what? Y minus 3 by 4. Now y minus 3 by 4 I can write as gy. It is a function of y. And y minus 3 by 4 is what? Y minus 3 by 4 is x, and x belongs to what? Y minus 3 by 4 is a set from y to n. How y to n? This is my element which belongs to y, and this element is equal to x, and x belongs to n. So this is from y to n. The function g will be from y to n. I am applying on the elements of y and I am getting the value of n. So this is from y to n. First part of the inverse, definition of inverse is done. Now the second step 2, we have to find FOG. I told you FOG is a function from y to y. So I should, if I am applying it on y, so it should be f of gy, and gy is what? Gy is y minus 3 by 4. So f of y minus 3 by 4, and f of x is 4x plus 3. So f of y minus 3 by 4, in place of x I will put y minus 3 by 4. So 4 into y minus 3 by 4 plus 3, and then this will get cancelled and I'm getting y back. So that is the identity element of y. So FOG of y is IY. So step 2 is also done of the definition. Now let us see the step 3. GOF should be I of x. So GOFX, I will apply. GOF is from x to x. So over here I will apply it on x. So G of fx is what? 4x plus 3 by definition, and G is this function. Okay, so over here I will apply, in place of y I will put 4x plus 3. So 4x plus 3 minus 3 by 4, which will be 4x by 4, which is x. So I am getting identity element of x. So therefore f is invertible as there exists g from y to n such that FOG is IY and GOF is IX. And f inverse x is nothing but this function, g function. See, since the function is given in terms of x, I am writing inverse also in terms of x. So just replace y with x. So gx or f inverse x is x minus 3 by 4. So this is one way of proving that the function is invertible, and we have to find the inverse. I'll be telling you the other way also. Let us see another one theorem over here. If f is from x to y, g is from y to z, and h is from z to s, So HOGOF is equal to HOGOF. That means associativity of three functions. So this is very simple. Just apply it on one element of x. See, HOGOF will be a function from x to s. So let us apply it on the element of x. So x I have applied. So HOGFX. So when you apply, you will get this. Similarly, now we will apply it on the RHS. One element I have taken, and I get HOGFX, and this is nothing but HGFX, and this are same. So HOGOF is equal to HOGOF. This is very simple. There is nothing much to prove here. Now let f from x to y and g from y to z be two invertible functions. This is theorem 2. Then GOF is also invertible. If f is invertible and g is invertible, then GOF is also invertible, and GOF inverse, the inverse of GOF will be f inverse O G inverse. There is an example in your NCERT 23rd example. You please do see it. Solved example is there based on this theorem. Now moving to exercise 1.3, question number 2. Let FGH be functions from R to R. Show that f plus GOH is equal to FOH plus GOH. That means the distributive property over addition. So let us see over here. I am doing the first part only. Second part is for you to do. Very simple. Apply it on x. In the LHS, apply the result on x, and then we'll get f plus g hx, and this is f. This is f of hx plus g of hx, and then this is nothing but FOHX, and this is nothing but g of hx, and then x common outside, and this is the RHS. RHS is this FOH plus GOH on the element x. So second part please do on your own. Question number 3. Find GOF and FOG if f of x is mod x, modulus of x, and g of x is modulus of 5x minus 2. So let us see. GOFX is what? G of fx. G fx is what? Fx is mod x. So g of x is this. So g of t will be 5 mod of 5t minus 2. So g of mod x will be mod 5 mod x minus 2. So this is done. Now FOGX, let us see, will be this, and gx is what? Gx is mod of 5x minus 2. So replace x with mod 5x minus 2 in fx. So there are two mod signs, so there is no meaning of writing two mod signs. So I have replaced it with only one, 5x minus 2. Now question number 4, we'll see. This is very simple. Just see, if fx is 4x plus 3 upon 6x minus 4, x not equal to 2 by 3. Why x is not equal to 2 by 3 given? Because if x is 2 by 3, then this will not be defined. So show that f of fx is x. This you can do on your own. I will not do this. For all x not equal to 2 by 3. What is the inverse of f? This part I have to explain. That is why I have written this question. So show f of fx is equal to x. You will do it yourself. Now f of fx, you are applying it on x and you are getting back x. So that means this is the identity element of x. So you are getting identity element of x. That means it satisfies the definition of inverse. So f is equal to f inverse. So this function is itself is the inverse. F is inverse of itself. So state with reason whether following functions. Question number 5. State with reason whether following functions have inverse. So let us see. This is the set function f from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10. This is the domain. This is the codomain. Now it is defined. It is given as that f of 1 is 10, f of 2 is 10, f of 3 is 10, f of 4 is 10. So f is a many one function. So whether it will have an inverse, we will see. Whether if it is bijective, then it will have inverse. But it is a many one function. It is not a one function. As you can say that f of 1 is equal to f of 2 is equal to f of 3 is equal to f of 4 is what? The y value, that is 10. So f is not 1 and hence not bijective. So inverse of f does not exist. If it is not 1 there is no point seeing the onto thing. So it is, although it is onto, but it is not 1. So let us see question number 9. Consider f from R plus. R plus means set of positive real numbers to -5 to infinity. given by fx is equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5. Show that f is invertible with f inverse y is root of y plus 6 minus 1 upon 3. So to show, now I am using the other method. I am not using the definition of inverse. I will prove that f is bijective, and using that I will find the inverse. To show f is invertible, we can show that f is bijective. So I have proved 1 as we have done before. Let x1 x2 belongs to R plus. Two elements of the domain we will take such that fx1 is equal to fx2. So fx1, I will replace x with x1 here, 9x1 square plus 6x1 minus 5, and I will replace fx2 x with x2, 9x2 square plus 6x2 minus 5. So this minus 5 and this minus 5 will get cancelled, and this I am taking to that side, this also I am taking to that side. So 9 is common, x1 square minus x2 square plus 6 x1 minus x2 is equal to 0. I can take 3 common from these 9 and 6, and from these two terms I can take x1 minus x2 common outside. So inside what is left, 3 is already outside, so 3 is left here, and from x1 minus x2 is already outside, so it will be x1 plus x2, and from here this is outside and 3 is also outside from 6, so 2 is left, so is equal to 0. So this implies x1 minus x2. See, this means either this is 0 or this is 0. But this cannot be 0. Why this cannot be 0? Because x1 and x2 belongs to the positive real numbers. So these are all positive terms. So they can never be 0. So 3x1 plus x2 plus 2 is always greater than 0 for all x1, x2 belonging to R plus. So x1 minus x2 has to be 0. So x1 is equal to x2. Therefore f is 1, 1. Now let us prove it. It is onto. So let y belongs to minus 5 to infinity be any arbitrary element, and now I am writing fx is equal to y is equal to this. I have told you to find the x in terms of y, but this is a quadratic equation. What I am going to do, I will take y to that side. So I have taken it and it is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic. I will find the right x in terms of y using the quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula? You have done before. X is equal to minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So over here b is your, a is 9, b is 6, and c is this whole minus 5 minus y. So minus b, minus of 6 plus minus root b square. 6 square is 36 plus minus 4ac it is. So minus 4 into 9 is 36, but from here I have taken minus common, so it will become plus. So plus 36 and 5 plus y is here upon 2a. So 2 into 9, 18. So this 36 and this 36 is common. So I can take it outside. Root of 36 is 6. So this 6 comes out. Here 1 is left. Here 5 plus y is left. So 6 will get cancelled with this 18. Both the 6's will get cancelled. Here minus 1 is left plus minus root of y plus 6 by 3. As x belongs to R plus, so I remove this minus sign, otherwise it will become negative. So x belongs to R plus, so x has to be this only. So f of x, now I will calculate. This is what we used to do for onto. F of x means I will replace this over here. That means I am finding f of minus 1 plus root y by 6 by 3. So in over here x will be replaced with this value. Over here also the x will be replaced with this value. So when I find this, I'll get, just simplify it, see the solution, and I'll get y over here. So f of x is equal to y. So for every y belonging to minus 5 to infinity, there exists this g of y minus 1 plus root y plus 6 by 3 belonging to R plus, such that this f of this is equal to y. So f is onto. So if f is onto, so whatever we have got here, g of y, that is the inverse. So this function minus 1 plus root y plus 6 by 3, just replace over here y with x. Since I told you that the function is given in x, I will write the inverse also in terms of x. So f inverse x is minus 1 plus root x plus 6 by 3. So this is done. Thank you so much, students, and rest of the questions of this exercise will be homework.